Hello, a very fantastic morning to viewers of Sararights TV, wherever you could be. I would say thank you so much for being part of the biggest TV in Arua City. Of course, with you, we will be discussing a number of sporting stories developing as far as the day is concerned. But the biggest one is Team Pakwach youngsters finally electing the new executive board to be leading them in the big league come next season. Then internationally, there's a huge one for Pep Guardiola as he has been mounted by Italy. Of course, Italy are saying that they wanted his subject to be in their managerial list. So we are going to be seeing whether Pep Guardiola can be in position to maneuver his way through and go and sign for that team of Italy national team. Of course, these are some of the stories that we shall be discussing with you. Not forgetting the transfer stories that making headlines locally in Western region. Of course, my name is Senior Geroh, the host of the show. I'm glad that I'm joined by Sunday, one of the most authentic journalists that we have ever have in Western region. Of course, Sunday, you're most welcome for the first time in the studios of Sararights TV.
Wow, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And today we are going to discuss a lot of things here. So just be there and watch everything. Thank you.
All right, that is Sunday for you. Of course, you can see him on the screens. He has been one of the journalists who has been working with the Voice of Life FM. He has been doing sports and he has been in the newsroom. He is one of the highly rated personalities when it comes to media work in Arua. Of course, and let's begin from one. I'll talk about the new direction that the Team Pakwach youngsters is taking in. Of course, we have seen the team attaining promotion just recently after beating Padula Lions in the second league. Of course, it was a 2-0 win for them at the low grounds. Team Pakwach youngsters making into the big league cup next season. Now we shall be having 4 teams playing in a Western region in the big league. How big is this move for Pakwach youngsters for Western region?
Yes, Pakwach youngster, this is a team that has been trying a lot to make sure that they need to participate in a big share right there. Now they have come up with a leadership strategy right there, trying to work upon in the area of leadership, making sure that they need to definitely go past this level. This is for big league.
Yes.
It is their first time.
Yes.
After
a while, yeah.
So they are now coming to this direction where they come up with leadership. Mr. Opa Robert is a newly manager. He has been contested as he has been appointed before, but he was a captain, team captain, meaning he understands the team before. So from this perspective, he's going to do a lot for the team. So that is exactly what I'm seeing with the team, and they're going to do well.
Let's talk about the kind of setup that this team is trying to make. Of course, Pakwach youngsters is known to be a community-based club, and this is a team that looks a little bit ambitious by bringing in Samson Sizokuti, who came in at the helm and took this team to big league level. How much credit do you give Samson Sizokuti in ensuring that this team attain promotion into the big league?
Yes, Samson Okuti is someone who really understands our amateur league, from regional to FUFA big league. He has been playing for big teams before. Yes. Even Bonamoya, formerly called Bonamoya, that is Express. He played for Ondopraka. He played for a number of teams, not only within Uganda, but outside Uganda. Even he featured for Uganda Cranes. Remember that cracker he scored against Kenya. So he understands the team better. So at this time, I think Caesar did well for the team, promoting them to this level, meaning the team is going to do well if they're going to keep him right there for the next campaign. Okay,
let's first talk about the issue of sustainability in the league. Of course, we have seen a number of teams attaining promotion like this, even in the Southern Ghana Premier League, even in the big league. But at the end of the day, sustain themselves in the league becomes a little bit a hectic thing for them. How prepared should Pakwach youngsters prepare themselves to ensure that the team lives longer in the league or attain promotion to the Southern Ghana Premier League, what should be done for them to see that the team stays longer in the league?
It will depend, because the community around have to come together and support the team generally, even financially, because most of the teams, they normally come down just because of financial issues. But I'm seeing if they can keep Caesar Samson Okuti still there, and the community also join together and come and support the team, you will definitely see the team will continue to stay long in the league, can even go up to the entire league there, Uganda Premier League. But I'm seeing it is only the financial issue that is always affecting our teams. It is making them to drop, and at times they can even lose their big players. These issues of salary, so sometimes it is very difficult. So it is very difficult for them if they can, I mean, they should come together with the community, and the community should also understand the team better. But I'm so happy with the people of this side of Navy, because they love soccer so much. I'm sure they're going to support the team, meaning 4 teams in the regional league. It's a plus.
Then let's talk about the issue of having 4 teams in Western region playing in the big league. We have Pakwach Youngster that comes from Pakwach district. We have Calvary that comes from Yumbe district. We have the Blackens that comes from Zombo, and then we have Ontupraka Football Club that's based in Arua City. How prepared should the fans within Western region prepare themselves to receive this team? Of course, we have seen the issue of hooliganism coming on board and probably affecting the performance of our teams, and even coming up with the issues of hatred. We have seen Ondopraka and the Ruakil having that, Nebi Senro and the Blackens having that. How should fans prepare themselves to receive these 4 teams in the big league?
Yes, I want the fans to understand the league and the sports. Sports is all about get together.
Yes,
you come together, you enjoy things. 3 things in sports, in the world of football: lose, win, there's a draw.
Yeah.
So you need to come, make sure that you are going to take end of it, on end of this. So for the issue of fans hooliganism, a lot of things have to be done. I'm expecting at least all the teams, so they elect their fans leader, fans chairperson, before they go for some of the games. They need to have some meetings. Someone who misbehave, and they have to be also a certain area where they can discipline this person. But right now I'm seeing it's going to be a plus for West Nile. 4 teams representing West Nile in FUFA Big League. It's not something easy, and meaning we are going to see a lot of things, entertainment, and there's also going to be development in other areas. So we are not going to take this thing for granted. Representing 4 teams, West Nile, it is not easy, because Ondopraka has been there in your league, Calvary from Uganda Premier League coming down.
Yes.
Then Pakwach Youngster joining the league, meaning there's going to be a lot of competition right there.
Yes.
But there must be discipline.
But are you looking at all these teams? Are you seeing one of the teams attaining promotion to the league? Yes,
I'm seeing that. If Calvary, let me start from Calvary.
Yes.
If Calvary can keep their players and sign some players from a position where they think there's a weakness, I think they can go back to the league. And the same thing applies to Ondopraka Football Club. If Ondopraka can have that mentality of winning the game, not losing at home, but winning all the games at home, and also going out there and win some games, and they draw it at least, I think Ondopraka can still also go back to the league. And Pakwach Youngster, basing on their strategy of coming, I'm seeing they are having some leadership structure right there. But if they can keep it right there in a good shape, but I'm seeing they can also go. 3 teams from West Nile, I'm expecting at least 1 or 2 might go.
So you really notice by the Blackens that nearly made the way through, but unfortunately they never attained the promotion.
I have just forgot about the Black Angel, but the Black Angel.
Of course, they were the best team in Western Region in the big league.
I'm sure they're going to make it out of those.
So, what lessons can our teams learn in terms of recruitment? Of course, we have seen on the Pakwach Club struggle a lot when it comes to recruitment of their players, and the team has finally elected a new fans president. That's in the name of I want the well-born for you, and they are organizing a dinner on the 18th of December very month to see that they raise around 30 million actually Ghanaian shillings to see that that money boosts the club activities in terms of selling, in terms of signing players, in terms of documentation at FIFA House. Do you think that 30 million is good to go from the Pakwach to see that this team, with the recruitment team that they're having in, with the plan that they're having in for next season, do you think that 30 million can be important to see that the Pakwach Club maneuvers their way through into the second Ghana Premier League? Is that money enough for the Pakwach Club to see that they reinforce the team really?
Yeah, that money looks big money, but
on paper,
on paper it looks big money, but it's not big money in football, because when you look at football in this level, especially for big league, you know, we move a lot. Transport, everything's a lot of things there. Hotel. So when you calculate all those things, that money will not be enough to finalize everything there. But for Pakwach Football Club, you know, a lot of things have been happening there. But for them to recruit their player to, you know, Pakwach have been having this this thing. You know, some players, they may have good players. Then you find at the end of the day, this player will just leave cheaply. They will know the serious things there. You just find the player has just leave. So if they can come up with some good mentality of keeping some of their good players, and then at the end of the day, they can sell this player in a good amount of money. That can also help the club also to recruit some of the players. It will be better than letting some of these players just go just cheaply like that.
Still talking about the Pakwach Club, let's first talk about their issue, their transfer plan. Of course, the Pakwach Club wants to give back to the community in Western Region. They want top players within the region. Is that really a good idea? Of course, they are already talked about Anini Faizo coming back into the team. The team is being linked to a number of local based players. You could talk about Jamal Ali. He has been rumored to join the Pakwach Club, but the story that I was getting through indicates that Team Ottoman FC that will be playing in the Western Regional League is also keeping close tabs on his services. Is that really a good agenda that Pakwach has set to sign only local based players?
Yes, that is good agenda. Like when you look at Pakwach from the year 2015-2016 season right there, they just have players within. Talk about players like Muhammad Shaban, Anini, Jumani, Permet Zaka. All those players, they're just
the Geroh of this world.
The Geroh of this world, the Gasper of this world. All these players been our local based players. So they did well. That's why Pakwach qualified from regional to FIFA Big League up to the big tier, right there. Meaning if they have come up with the same strategy, and then it will depend the coach who are going to assemble them.
But that has been the biggest problem at the Pakwach Club.
So they need to also get a coach who can understand some of these players, so that they will go far.
Onama Bosco is still there.
Yes, I trust Onama Bosco.
But he doesn't have the papers to lead the team in the big league level.
But that could be the problem, because now football of these days needs some papers. You cannot just come somewhere and just take the players just go like that. So they need some papers so that the players can also understand you as a coach. Then you come up with your system. This is how we are going to assemble our team. Remember those days when Adiga was the head coach of Pakwach Football Club. You know, those players just understand him, but he lacked papers. So for that case, I'm expecting at least for Pakwach Football Club to come up with at least a coach who has a paper. Then Onama Bosco would be there. That I think it could be a right option right there.
of course, Ondupraka is looking at Onama Bosco as a scouting power for them. Of course, he is good when it comes to the issue of marketing and identifying talent. He is good in that. Of course, these are some of the stories making headlines. Before we leave the local sports here, let's talk about the board that Pakwach youngsters have already elected in. Of course, they have appointed Opar Robert to be their club chairperson. Of course, he had been the manager before, and he has now been elected as the first chairperson of the club. Then this was confirmed over the weekend, most notably on Saturday, when the team had their AGM meeting held at Pakwach Town Council Mayor's Garden. In that was confirmed. Then in other roles, we shall be seeing Bitum Francis, who will be the vice president to Opar Robert. And then we shall be seeing Opio Isaac, who will be the club CEO. And then we shall be having Ochada Rodgers, who actually served as the CEO last season. This season around, he has been elevated from the CEO role. He has been actually given the priority to be the technical director at Pakwach Youngsters. So Pakwach Youngsters still have Samson Sizokuti into their books, but Samson Sizokuti doesn't have the credentials to lead the team in the big league. He can be as the fitness coach, or as the second assistant coach, but it still all remains to be seen whether Pakwach Youngsters can be important to get someone who has CAF B to lead them in the big league actual level. Of course, Samson Sizokuti is only having CAF C, so which makes him a little bit ineligible to be on the stands as the head coach. Quote me right, as the head coach. Of course, he can be as the assistant coach or as the fitness coach. He can do that one perfectly for the team. In the world of transfers, of course, there's a big one as Ottoman FC that will be playing in the Western Regional League. They have turnaround thing. Of course, Ondupraka has been mounted the services of Jamal Ali, and it has been reported by Ntopo Sports that this guy is going to be joining this team of Ottoman FC. Of course, Ottoman FC is a team based in Yumbe district. Of course, they will be playing in the Western Regional League. Of course, Ali Jamal has been one of the left back that has kind of a little bit transformed his football a little bit. Of course, he has played with Mvara Boys. He has played with the Geroh Soccer Club, which is a club that was former of Onama Bosco. He has played with Mvara Boys. He has played with the Leo FC. Now he has last season he was with the Araka Football Club. And then Ottoman that will be playing in the Western Regional League, or have already started the mountain his services. Now Ondupraka out to join the race, but it looks like Ottoman have kind of hijacked this deal. Of course, Ottoman is one of the biggest teams currently in the Yumbe district, and this is a team which has got a very, very big organization, and the kind of setup they're having in is kind of abroad. Could this be a good move for Ali Jamal? Of course, he is very young still, and going to the Football Club was going to be, I think, an upgrade for him, but he still decides to join this team of Ottoman FC that to be playing in the Western Regional League. How good is this move for Ali?
Yes, Jamal Ali is a good player.
Left-footed.
A very good player he is. But this move for Ali Jamal playing for Ottoman is a new club based on Yumbe district, and they're going to play in the regional league. But Ondupraka currently they are going to play in Fufa Big League.
Yes.
But it will depend if they can give him a chance to prove himself at Ottoman. At Ottoman, if he can go and play all the games without injury and prove himself well, and then I think that will be a plus for him. But also at Ondupraka FC, if he can also come to Ondupraka FC, that is now playing for the big league, right there, and it will also be a plus for him, because other teams will also have a scout to follow him right there, and since there are going to be some players, experienced players in the team, so they're also going to keep him and give him a lot of advice. Better do like this, and then at the later hour he can be a better player. That is Jamal Ali, since he's still a young player.
Don't you think the decision that he has made to join Ottoman FC instead of doing on the football is the best one for you, because he's still very young. He needs to learn one or two things before going into the next level. Of course, he has played at the regional league level with the Sararights Football Club. Last season he was playing in the regional league, then again with Ottoman in the region. So having more than 2 or 3 years experience in the regional league, then into another season, probably you make your way through into the big league. How good could that one be for him? Of course, he's still very young. Making a rash decision can cost your career, and opting to join at Ottoman seems to be the biggest actual advice that he has made in his life, in my own view.
Yes, he has been playing for Araka Football Club.
Yes.
Meaning he has experience in regional football right there. Now he need to take another challenge. Since Ondopraka now came for him.
But the challenge with Ondopraka has been convincing this player as well. But I don't know. But at the end of the day, appreciating them has been the hardest thing financially that Ondopraka has been grappling with. So appreciating these players has been the problem at Ondopraka Club. I think that's the reason as to why he opted to join this team of Ottoman.
Yeah, Ottoman is a good team right now. They have everything. Even I'm expecting them to go to the FIFA Big League next season if they can sign good players. But Ondopraka coming for this player, trying to hijack this deal, will also be another issue, because still Jamal is a young player, but I still stick on my word. He has been playing in the regional almost 3 seasons. Now he need to take another challenge. Meaning, if he goes to Ondopraka Football Club per now, I think if Ondopraka, they need to sit down and have some memorable understanding, so that he can be given time to play. Meaning, if he can prove himself well, then that can be a good option for him for the next future.
Okay.
Since he's a good player and still young.
Of course, the Ali Jamal we're talking about is a fantastic player. He plays at the left back, even on the left side of the wing. He is good in that. Of course, he has played for a number of teams, including Roscoe Academy, including Paraboys, Leo FC. Now he played for Raka. Now Ottoman is actually tapping his services. He's a fantastic player. So it still only remains to be seen whether Ottoman can be important to sign his services. Of course, Ottoman is one of the most organized teams that has got the support from European people, and we are going to be seeing whether Ali Jamal is going to be having an elite performance with the team in there. Of course, before we leave Ugandan football, let's first talk about Team Chitara Football Club that will be representing us in the CAF Confederation Cup. Of course, the team is trying to rebuild the squad, and they have added the Ghanaian player in the names of Bonnie Christopher into the box. Of course, he is a versatile player, and he is really a good addition into the team of Chitara Football Club. Of course, Chitara is a team that comes from the greater Hoima region, and they are going to be representing the entire country in the CAF Confederation Cup, which is the Europa League of African football. So Chitara Football Club will be playing in the preliminary stages, and they will be granted the opportunity to play the games at the Hoima Stadium. So how good is Bonnie's addition into the team of Chitara Football Club, knowing very well that this is a team that seems to be able to be organized in Uganda football so far for a number of seasons already. Of course, they have added a number of experienced players into the book, the likes of juveniles of this world into the team, the Sabans of this world into the team. Now they have added an international body into the team. How good is this addition into the team of Chitara that will be playing in the CAF Confederation Cup?
Yes, this team, Chitara Football Club, has been in the league in 2 seasons. That's even almost coming to win the league.
Yes.
But the few things they have just lose it.
Yes.
But of recently they are the champion, Uganda Cup champion.
Yes.
After winning that, so right now they are trying to rebuild the team.
Yes.
That's why they have gone ahead to bring Bonnie Christopher in the team, because they're going to play in the Confederation preliminary stage right there. So you need to have a big team right there, not only local based players on your team. That's why these people are now coming up with a strategy whereby they can have some players outside there so that can feature in their team.
The balance has to be there.
They already have experienced players there, as you mentioned, Mohamed Shaban, the likes of Jumani, they are all there in the team. So
the Gabon livings
of this world, you all know these players, they have been doing well in the league. They have understand the league. So since it's going to be their first time to play in the Confederation League, Premier League there, but I'm seeing adding Bonnie Christopher. Bonnie Christopher is a good player, and he is going to add a lot of things in the team. So it's not going to be something easy for the team, and it's a good idea.
Of course, Bonnie Christopher is a player who can play for you on the flanks. He can play for you in the middle of the park, even at the center back. He is good in there. Of course, he is really a very fantastic player to talk about. That's Bonnie Christopher for you. Of course, let's first talk about the World Cup itself. Number of things have been happening in the World Cup. What have you observed so far in the World Cup? Of course, we are heading into the semi-finals tomorrow. So it will be between France and Spain. This game will be at 10 p.m. So what have you observed so far in the World Cup?
A lot of things have been observed. This what I've seen before is the Golden Boot race between Kylian Mbappe. Ellen Brandhaller has now lived it before.
Harry Kane is still into the mix.
Harry Kane is still in the race.
Bellingham is still in the mix.
Bellingham is still there. Even Osman Dembele, he's still there. And they all show my man, this is Lionel Messi, where the world is still talking about him. He's old, but he's still scoring a goal right there for Argentina Football Club. But this game between France and Spain is going to be something not easy. They are going to, it's on paper, France looked ahead of Spain, but don't undermine Spain at this stage. It's not going to be something easy, but I'm seeing it coming as a big game. Just leave England and Argentina game, but this game between France and Spain is not going to be something easy now. But so far, a lot of things are happening in the World Cup. Some teams have dropped. The team which we have been aiming, Morocco, left the team. So painful for us as Africans. So still, France is there, Spain is there. 4 teams left. A lot of things are going to happen. Since tomorrow is the day, we are going to see a lot of things right there.
How do you look at the performance of Haaland in the World Cup so far? Of course, it's his first time to be in the World Cup, and he has scored a number of goals, around 6 goals in the World Cup already. That's Haaland for you, and he made his team Norway to reach to the quarterfinals for the first time in the club's history. How good is Erling Braut Haaland? Don't you think if he goes back in the next actual World Cup that will be played here in Africa at Morocco, he can also be one of the talking points in the World Cup history?
Yes, Erling Braut Haaland is a good player, goal poacher, a prolific striker. But according to my own observation, I'm not seeing Erling Braut Haaland playing good football there. Only that he's a good player up front, waiting for those last chances just to tap in from the likes of Odegaard. But I'm not seeing his impact much on scoring those goals. At times you can see in some of the games he was kept completely off in the game.
Yes.
But you just come and find him somewhere scoring that goal. Meaning there are some players there who are doing a lot of that work there. The likes of Odegaard, the likes of Nusha. They're doing good job there. But since it's his first time to play World Cup, he did well. He did well, scoring a couple of goals right there, and then he even took Norway up to the quarterfinal of this campaign. So it is not something easy, where we cannot even undermine him for now.
Let's talk about the old age in the World Cup. Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi. Who is the best so far in the World Cup history between the two?
Right now, for me, I just go for now Lionel Messi. Because when you look at Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi 39, Ronaldo 41.
Yes.
But at this time, Messi did well, scoring 8 goals.
He has won the World Cup already.
He already won the World Cup.
And Ronaldo has none.
Ronaldo didn't won it before. And Ronaldo only won the Euro.
The Euro, yeah.
2016 right there. And Messi also won Copa America with Argentina. I think he won everything. But right now, I'm seeing Messi coming ahead of Cristiano Ronaldo. Though the only problem with the Portugal team is they all rely on Cristiano Ronaldo. You know, you can see Bruno Fernandes getting a ball, but his aim is only looking at Cristiano Ronaldo, whereby other players are there. You find the likes of Vitinha. Even Vitinha was completely off in this World Cup. He's not Vitinha we used to know at Paris Saint-Germain.
Yeah.
He is not. Even Bruno Fernandes himself, the only player who performed there is João Neves. If you can observe him well, he is the only good player in that midfield. But the two, Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi, right now Messi is ahead of Ronaldo. You can excuse me for that. That is my own opinion. Yes.
Of course, Lionel Messi has won it all. Of course, there has been the debate who is the GOAT between the two teams, between the two players. But I can tell you that Lionel Messi doesn't force things. Things come on his way, and when the opportunities come for him, he actually scores for those goals, and he plays as if you may think Lionel Messi is still at 26 or 25 years. He's a fantastic player. In my own view, he deserves more credit than Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo has more international goals than him, but credit needs to be given to Lionel Messi. Of course, what he has done for that team of Argentina is very, very huge. Of course, Sunday, let's talk about the generational stars in the World Cup. Kylian Mbappe, Michael Olise, Jude Bellingham, the Dembeles of this world, Yamal. Where do you think that the Ballon d'Or will be going in? Of course, Dembele can't stop scoring in the World Cup, and ever since he won the Champions League with the PSG, this guy for the last 2 seasons, he has been incredible in football world. Yes,
right now, there are very many players where the Ballon d'Or can go. Don't rule Mbappe at this time because he was the top scorer at La Liga.
He never won the La Liga trophy with them.
He never won, but he was the top scorer. He played good game, and then even Real Madrid finished in second, meaning he did a great job right there. And then personal, he did a great thing. And then with the France team, he was a plus. But right now, a player which we can talk about is Ousmane Dembele. He won La Liga this season. Let me say now, last season with Paris Saint-Germain.
He won France League 1.
Yes, he won Champions League with the France. He
even won Coupe de France.
He won it. And right now, they are now in the semi-final. If France go ahead and win this World Cup, definitely Ousmane Dembele can be a player.
So you think it's between Ousmane Dembele and Kylian Mbappe to win the Ballon d'Or?
Yes, the two.
That's according to...
That is according to me.
That's according to Sunday. So it also still remains to be seen what will be happening. Of course, Kylian Mbappe has a tremendous season currently in the World Cup with the Paris Saint-Germain. But at Real Madrid, he kind of struggled. Last matches, he was the top scorer in the La Liga history, scoring a number of goals, though he never won for them any trophy last season. Real Madrid won trophyless last season, so it still remains to be seen that Kylian Mbappe can be important to win the Ballon d'Or, but it seems like this guy in the names of Ousmane Dembele could be the favorite. If they give it to Kylian Mbappe, it will be down to racism in my own view, but Ousmane Dembele deserves more credit than Kylian Mbappe this season, depending on what they have achieved currently in the European football. So let's first talk about the issue of transfers. Before we talk much about that, let's talk about Pep Guardiola's issue. Of course, Manchester City's former Spanish boss Pep Guardiola, 57, is on the short list to become the new Italian manager after Italy appointing Paulo Maldini as their technical director. Could we see Pep Guardiola coming back to football? Of course, he said he wants to take a sabbatical leave after quitting the managerial role at Manchester City. Can he become the next Italy manager?
You know, people in football always talk that they'll retire or they'll just go for a rest. But now, you know, you just come up anytime you find them coming back again. But Italy coming up with this, that they need Pep Guardiola. You see, Paul Maldini are now being appointed, being given a new position right there
as a technical
director at Italy national team. This one is going to be a big opportunity for Italy team if they can acquire the services of the city man, that is Pep Guardiola, to be their main coach. It's going to be his first time to manage a national team. He has been with the club. He managed Barcelona. He came to Bayern Munich, though he never won Champions League for Bayern Munich. Came to Man City, won almost every trophies.
He was at Borussia Dortmund
before. So I'm seeing Pep Guardiola, if given that opportunity, I think he is going to do much for England, because not England but Italy, because Italy never qualified for this ongoing World Cup.
Yes,
they are quiet at home, so that thing paying the fans entire country. So it is not easy. Country like Italy not participating in this big tournament.
Yes,
it is not something easy, because they have been the champion before. So acquiring the services of Pep Guardiola, to be down to Guardiola himself whether to accept the offer or not to accept the offer. But it will be a big opportunity for Italy team if Guardiola accept the offer.
I remember Pep Guardiola had a 1 year remaining in his contract at Manchester City, but he opted to terminate that contract. Could that one be one of the factors that made him to terminate the contract to see that he joins that international team? Of course, we have seen German national team are also appointing Jurgen Klopp to be the next manager. Of course, these are coaches who have seen it all in football. Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp, this has been one of my coaches in the football history. They have done tremendously very well. Now Pep Guardiola also been monitored by Italy national team. Don't you think that was one of the reasons to why he left Manchester City? Because he still had 1 year left with Manchester City.
Yeah, could be the reason, because how can you terminate your beautiful contract at Manchester City? Meaning he got some information before, and then he decided to terminate the contract.
And again, he added in an Italian in the names of Enzo Moresca.
Meaning that is
a plan thing.
The plan thing. So I'm seeing this is a plan, and Guardiola will be ending at Italy national team, and this one could be a good opportunity for Italy if they can acquire his services.
Let's talk about Arsenal a little bit. Of course, Arsenal are attempting to sign Atletico and Argentina striker Julian Alvarez, who formerly played at Manchester City before. Remember, Manchester City signed him from Benfica down in Portugal La Liga, and it has been reported that Arsenal are already maneuvering their way through to sign this guy in the names of Julian Alvarez. Remember, Atletico Madrid said they cannot sell this guy to Barcelona because Barcelona were interested in his services really, but Atletico Madrid said they cannot be important to sell this guy to their hottest rivals, that's Barcelona. Of course, selling him to Barcelona will make them to look a little bit stupid in the transfer market. How good could this guy's move to Emirates be for Arsenal Football Club?
Obviously, Julian Alvarez will be a good addition at Arsenal Football Club now. Like I want to tell you, Arteta is not a good fan of Victor Gyökeres, because initially he wanted a player in the names of Benjamin Sesko, but the board is talking about this player Gyökeres. So they ended up signing Gyökeres. Right now, Arteta is now in need of another striker in the names of Julian Alvarez, who has been proved in English Premier League and again in at at La Liga. He is a good player right there, and a good goal poacher. He can score at any angle. That is Julian Alvarez for you. But right now, coming to Arsenal Football Club, where is gonna be? Where will Gyökeres now go? Is he going to be on a bench, coming as a substitute for Julian Alvarez? Because you cannot buy a player like Julian Alvarez just come and sit on bench. That will not happen at a big club like Arsenal Football Club. Julian Alvarez worked before with the Arteta at Manchester City,
and he has the Premier League experience. If Arsenal signs this player, I want to tell you, with some few additions in the midfield, they are going to make. Of course, they already talked about signing Bruno Gomes from Newcastle United.
Yes.
And then Morgan Rogers from Aston Villa.
Yes. If these two players come to Arsenal Football Club, Arsenal will be another team to watch in the next coming season. They can even dominate the Premier League since Guardiola is not there. Who else? Though this player Karaki is there to Manchester United, Manchester Football Club fans are now making a lot of noise.
No, we shall come to that. Let's first talk about the issue of Mikel Arteta still at Arsenal Football Club. Of course, in the club's history, Arsenal has never defended the Premier League trophy. Can Mikel Arteta do that?
It will only depend if they can acquire the services of this player, Julian Alvarez, and Geroh from Newcastle United. And
one of their actual impactful players in the names of Trossard is leaving them to join Turkey's side. That's Fenerbahce for you.
If Trossard leaves, and then they can acquire the services of Morgan Rogers, and then he will be a perfect replacement right there. Then they must tie the players like William Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes. These are good defenders. They must tie these players at Arsenal Football Club, meaning their midfield, the likes of Rice
Zubimendi.
And Zubimendi. Though of later, some of the fans are not happy because of his game play. So still, he's a good player. Then Geroh is coming in the midfield. Then attacker, the likes of Eze, the likes of Saka. All those players, they are still there. I think Arsenal can but they can defend the Premier League this coming season.
Let's talk about the managers in the Premier League. Michael Carrick at Old Trafford. There's Enzo Maresca at Manchester City. And then we are having Anthony Iraola at Liverpool. Not forgetting Xabi Alonso at the Chelsea Football Club. How intense do you think the Premier League could be next season with all these managers?
Yes, we have a lot of managers, experienced managers, the likes of Mikel Arteta, the likes of Xabi Alonso at Chelsea. We also have this one, Iraola of Liverpool Football Club. He has been at Bournemouth before. You know, he gave a lot of problems to some of the teams. Remember the last season, almost second leg, they almost finished unbeaten.
Yes.
Only they lose some few games. I think 1 or 2 there, and also killing Man City in the last minute there. So it's not going to be something easy at Premier League this coming season. Arteta is still a coach. Michael Carrick now coming with a lot of vibe. Xabi Alonso coming also at the Chelsea Football Club. A lot of things are going to be happening in this Premier League. A lot of competition.
Okay, let's talk about Bayern Munich a little bit before we talk about Manchester, before we call it a quit. Of course, Bayern Munich remain confident that they will try England striker Harry Kane, 32, down into a new long-term contract despite growing interest from some of the biggest clubs in Europe right now. Of course, Real Madrid has been talking about his services, including I think Barcelona Football Club. Do you think Bayern Munich tying this guy into a new contract could be a good one for the team? Of course, last season he won for them the German Bundesliga. Of course, Harry Kane, and his career brought actually of trophies in there. Of course, he won for them the German Cup, and he won for them the German Bundesliga. And again, he is doing extremely very well with the England national team in the World Cup so far. Can he be a good addition into the team of Bayern Munich, knowing very well that Vincent Kompany is a very, very big admirer of his services still?
Yes, Hurricane is a good striker, though at the age of 32, but he's still a prolific striker, a striker to talk about in this world. And then because of late we have been talking about box strikers like Robert Lewandowski of this world, but right now it is Hurricane, but he's doing well at Bayern Munich. Giving that chance for him, signing that contract will be a good option at Bayern Munich. But I'm seeing because right now they don't have a good striker there, a prolific striker, though the likes of Olise coming from the flanks, the likes of Musiala in the midfield, doing a lot of things there, Gnabry, but they don't have that prolific goal scorer like Hurricane.
Nicolas Jackson was there, but the team had to let him go.
Yes, because he's not a striker to depend. He can even come up many chances, but out of that he can even score one, but not like a Hurricane. He cannot miss the chances like that.
Who is a fox in the box?
Yes. So he's just like that. But it's good if Bayern Munich decided to tie him with a long-term contract like that. It will be a good option.
Okay, let's first conclude the show with Manchester United. Of course, there's a big one at Manchester. Of course, they have already signed a player in the names of Anders Sanders from Safe Football Club for a fee of around £48 million with $2 million on add-ons, which is equivalent to £50 million in there. How good is this actually the move of Anders Sanders from Chelsea to Manchester? Of course, at Chelsea Football Club, this guy has been at the shadow of a number of senior players, players like Romeo Lavia of this world, players like Enzo Fernandez, the Moise Caicedo of this world. He was under them, and at Manchester United, he has actually signed a 5 years contract under Michael Carrick at United. Of course, at first United wanted Emerson from Atalanta, but the deal flopped just because the guy was having a serious knee injury, and Manchester United valued that to be one of the long-term threats for them in the injury wise. So that's the reason why they decided to cancel the deal of Anderson from Atalanta. Now they signed this guy in the names of Anders Sanders, who is only very young, 21 years old. How good could this guy's move be for Manchester United? Of course, Manchester United has been in a good relationship with Chelsea Football Club in terms of selling players. They signed Mattis from Chelsea Football Club. They signed Johan Mata from Chelsea Football Club. Then Mason Mount again from that team of Chelsea Football Club. Could Anders Sanders solve Manchester United's problems? Of course, at first, United's actual priorities was to sign Fernandes from West Ham United. They wanted to sign Elliot Anderson from Nottingham Forest. The deal actually failed through. Now they shift their attention to Chelsea's actually youngster in the names of Anders Sanders. How good can he be for Manchester United? Knowing very well that the project that United is having is to have players who are young and who are capable of delivering for Manchester United.
Yes, Andre Santos is a good player. He's from Brazil, a Brazilian youngster, though he was not called. But at Manchester United, Manchester just did that thing because of that deal of Ederson. So they decided
the Brazilian for the Brazilian.
The Brazilian for Brazilian. And the two, the gap left by Casemiro. That is a big gap now, but right now they decided to go for Andre Santos. This guy is a versatile player. He can also play in defense, in the midfield, as a baby shitter. He can also go up front, meaning it's gonna be a good addition at Manchester United. But they are just doing some of these things because of pressure. They initially wanted to sign a player, Anderson, now signed by Manchester City. They talked about Tonali, and now taken by
Spurs.
They talked about Matthias Fernandez, again Spurs hijacked the deal. They talked about a winger in the names of Somerville. Still they're talking about him, though the move is still there. But right now at Manchester United, if they are only going to sign one player in the names of Andre Santos, still they will have a lot to do.
But
there will be a problem.
But there's been that talk of signing Manu Kone, who is currently playing with the France national team, and he plays for Roma in Italian Serie. He's a fantastic player also. He had got that African origin. Don't you think he could be one of the players who can boost the team of United? Of course, we all know he is a babysitter. He sits in that defensive role, and Anderson Sanders can also play in that defensive setup at just before, and that's his preferred position. That's Anderson. He's a typical number 6, but he has been given that position to play central in the middle of the park, and then that actually number 10 or box to box actually player, he is in there, and United they are still in the race, and they are willing to add more additions in the middle of the park. That's their priority, knowing very well that they only have one outright midfielder in the names of Mason Mount, and United are having their pre-season kick-off on Sunday. So don't you think this is going to be one of the things that is going to be forcing Manchester United to go very fast in the transfer market and sign a number of good name players in the middle of the pack?
Yes, they must go to transfer and buy some of the players, because right now some of the teams are doing a lot in transfer. Talk about the Spurs Football Club. They have signed a lot of players, but for Manchester United only one player, and this is the team who are going to battle in this coming season with the likes of Arsenal, who are now talking about the likes of Alvarez. But for you are still talking about a player in midfield. Though the good thing is midfield setup will be good, and you know, sometimes a good coach is coming from the midfield. That's why Michael Carrick is a midfielder. Now he's now basically talking about the midfielders first, now thinking about the attackers. Right now, Santos could be a good addition, but the Kobe Mino is still there. Kone can come and also do a lot of changes right there, and then they are good to go.
All right, before we call it a quit, let me first wrap up with some of the transfer stories making headlines in here. Of course, Chelsea are looking at a move for Crystal Palace and England midfielder Adam Wharton after Liverpool and Martinez both cooler their interest in the 22-year-old services. Of course, Roma won the 22-year-old Chelsea and Argentina winger Alejandro Garnacho to leave the club with their Belgium actual target, that is Diego Moreira 21, as they tend to sign him from their sister club. That's I'm talking about Strasbourg from the France League 1. Of course, Manchester United's actual Czech Republic goalkeeper Radek Vitek 22 is wanted by Celtic after some impressive displays on loan at British City last season. These are some of the stories making headlines in the transfer market right now. Atalanta have held actual discussion with Anderson over extending his contract after a deal to Manchester United broke down, with Newcastle United still interested in the 27-year-old Brazilian international. This according to the Equipe. Of course, Sunderland are aiming to make Roma's 23-year-old Argentine winger Mate Sule their first signing this summer. He is valued at around 35 million euros, which is covering to 30 million actual pounds. This is according to the Northern Echo. We are out of here. Sunday, your passing source before we quit the studio. Of course, I know after here you'll become with the news bulletin at 1.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. We have been here. A lot of things have been doing here. So I'm expecting all of you to keep start with the Sararights TV. Enjoy everything here. And this is one of the best TV across in our city. Just stay tuned, and we'll be back again next time. Thank you.
Of course, we are out of here. Bye bye for now.